Why am I in my garage filming a TikTok? Because I have 3 kids upstairs today instead of 2. I was having a meeting with a client earlier and we were talking about the mental gymnastics, which I've done videos on before. Go backwards and scroll. But we were talking about the specific mental gymnastics of this coming up Christmas, and I was sharing with her what my personal mental gymnastics during the Christmas season looked like. So here we go. I, first of all, to set the scene, go over to my in-laws most Christmases. We typically will go see my family during a different time of the year, usually summer. But so we do Christmas here. It's very close by. It's 2 miles away. We go to grandma's house and we go there for the day. So we've got local family and our kids and my husband, and we just all go sit over. We eat, we open presents, we do all that. Back when I was a drinker, though, I had a lot of preparation for these days, and I'll explain it to you. The mental gymnastics again. Nobody in his family really drinks. Some of them drink beer, some of them drink wine, but they're not like, their holiday celebrations do not include alcohol as like a prerequisite for getting together. My family, not my mom and dad, but like the rest of my family, that's always been part of it, is like, who's going to be in charge of the wine? Everybody brings some wine or some kind of beverage that's Christmas related. And we do our whole holiday with that as like kind of in the middle. And some people in my family don't drink, but the rest of us that did, we would just kind of center everything around that. So here I am in Ohio, and Kyle's family does not do that. And so if you want to drink something, you bring your own. And what I found very quickly was that if I brought my own bottle of wine, other people would say, yes, I have to offer it, right? Like, would you like a glass of wine? Oh, I'll just have a little bit. Now they're dipping into my stash because I like to have one bottle for myself, right? So once I realized that was going to happen, and they would want 1 or 2 sips, like, I'll have this much. Cool. But if 3 people want that, that's taken away from my bottle, right? You see how insane this is, but you also, if you are a drinker, you understand this, and you're like, oh, I get it. So if I were still a drinker, what I would do this year is I would take 2 bottles. I would take one for myself and one for everybody else. I would open up one bottle. I would ask everybody if they wanted it, but it would not stress me out if people were saying yes, because I would have my own bottle that I plan to drink all by myself, because most of the people there are only wanting this much. They're not going to want more. And so then I knew I would have enough. So that's the first part of the mental gymnastics of my Christmas past. The next piece is not eating too much so that I would still get my buzz right, because it's not like I could just drink a whole bottle before lunch. So I have to drink my wine, watch what I'm eating so I get the right buzz. Do you see how insane this is? All the preparation and mental work that goes into this. And then the next thing is acting like I'm not drunk once I'm drunk. What the hell is that about? I don't understand why this was ever a thing, but it definitely was, because there's a lot of shame and guilt wrapped up in being drunk and being the only person drinking. But even if I was in a group of other people drinking, I was always drunker than everybody else because I was drinking faster. And that was the plan. So now I've had my bottle of wine and we're sitting there, and I'm either about to pass out because I'm so tired from the food and the wine, or I'm not drunk enough and I want more. But either way, I'm drunk enough to where I've got to watch how I'm talking, watch what I'm saying, enunciate my words well so I'm not slurring, watch the way I'm walking, all of that. Christmas is not about all this, and wine, alcohol never had a place here, and it was never this serious. I made it that way in my addiction. And I made everything about alcohol. And so now, Christmas of future, which will be coming up in a couple weeks here, I just get to go and relax. I get to be me. I get to show up as me. I get to eat as much as I want. I get to have all the desserts. I get to drink whatever I want. And I'm not obsessing. And it's so freeing. But even if I were going to my parents, where my people drink, and there's been some changes there as well. Not as many people drink in my family anymore, including myself. But let's say the Christmas past, I was going there instead. Years ago, when everybody was like hooping it up and drinking the most, doing the most, I would still feel very comfortable. And let's play that forward a little bit. This is a long one, and I apologize, but I think it's really important to have all this here. So if I were going home right now in my old drinking patterns and everybody else was drinking the way they did, I would show up with like 3 bottles. 1 for the host, 2 for me. And everybody else would show up with their own 2. And the host would have a bunch more in case we ran out. And we would do our holiday. We would then sit around drinking all day. Inevitably, and if you asked me to, I could timeline this out on a calendar. In my family, there would be something that would happen that was very dramatic or traumatic. Somebody would be mad. Somebody would get in a fight. Somebody would do something that was irreversible. Yes, so there was always drama. This is a much nicer way to go through the holidays, sober, alcohol-free. My mind is clear. I still have a million miles a minute of thoughts going on because that's who I am as a person, but they're not all obsessed with alcohol. And it's just so freeing to not have that on my plate anymore. Tell me what the best part is of you not doing the mental gymnastics. And if you're newly sober, what are you excited about for not doing mental gymnastics at Christmas? And if you're newly sober, what are you nervous about? Send me your thoughts, your questions. What do you want me to talk about, guys? I'm going to talk about it all here.